How you doing?
What's up, MVP?
How you been, man?
Oh, man, exceptional.
Are you going to Iraq?
No, I got back from Iraq.
Yeah, oh, you came back.
Yeah, it's done, Jimmy. Now they got a show on TV. It's Saturday.
Why don't they show it live, or is it just the time difference? It's crazy.
It's like, what,
you got to cut it up.
10-hour time difference, and then, you got to
Getting
do
there?
editing, and
You got to cut it up and make it look good, right?
make it into a show, turn it into something.
Okay. So where were you guys in Iraq?
We were at the Balad Air Force Base. That was where we were based, and then from there, they split us up into groups, and we went to a few different forward operating bases. My group went to Al Assad base, which I think is primarily a Marine base.
How'd you get there?
C-130 cargo jet.
I mean, like, how'd you get from base to base?
C-130.
C-130? Oh, okay.
That's all I took when I was in country, as we say.
In country, yes.
I didn't take any. Did you take any Black Hawks? I didn't take any helicopters. It was all C-130s.
This time we didn't. I think some of the other guys may have, but I didn't fly on any Black Hawks this particular trip.
When you took off, did you notice that they put guys in the back of the planes, and there's like windows. When you take off, there's like these guys looking out your windows, and when you ask them what they're doing, they're like, that's to make sure that no
incoming.
Yeah, nothing's fired at you.
Wow.
Very comforting.
Yeah, that's good.
First time in Iraq?
Yes, it was. Excuse me.
What was your first impression?
But yeah, it's funny because when we got there, they one of the colonels or majors, or I forget whoever, but he was basically telling us that at that particular base, on occasion, they get mortar attacks. They hadn't had any in a few days, so we should be all right. And I'm laughing to myself like, yeah, we hadn't had days, we should be all right. Mortar attacks, on base. So.
Sure.
But I think the thing that got me the most, man, was just how appreciative the troops over there are, because they don't get anything. I mean, periodically, you get comedians, and we go over there and visit them, but just to be so far from home, and they were so appreciative, just the gratitude over and over, man. Thanks for coming out. Everybody from privates to generals, everybody was very thankful for us coming out.
And they're all polite. They really are the best audiences, man. They really are so happy you showed up.
Did you hear this? This got me. I thought this was kind of bizarre. One thing I kept hearing is that how cool it was to be normal or around normal people. Did anybody say that to you? Well, that's what I was saying.
Not never in my life.
I was wondering, because oh man, it's just so nice to be normal, to be around normal people. I said, if you think we're normal, you guys have actually lost it.
You've been here a little too long.
You've been here too long.
It's probably because you're around guys. It's all military there. It's all aggressive, and we didn't go to any forward bases though. We went to. We tried to go to Balad. We couldn't land because of the flood. But those forward bases, man, you're in the middle of nowhere.
It's funny because I was talking to one guy, and last time I was here, I talked to you guys about my past, and I was talking to a few Marines, and I said, guys, this I can't exactly relate, but to an extent, as I'm looking around and I see, razor wire and guard towers, and you guys are in uniform, and you got certain times you got to eat, and this is kind of like being in prison. It kind of sucks. Well, no, I mean, it sucks, but just the same, I was just like, man. And for as far as you can see, man, it's just dirt and sand.
Nothingness.
Nothing, man.
Desert.
Nothing.
I think it sucks that they're in a country where, because of the respect of the religious beliefs, they can't have a fucking beer or something. You watch good old NAM footage and shit, and the guys are sitting at their fire bases just,
getting wasted.
Getting a little fucking buzz on, having some fun, smoking a little weed.
We see how that worked out in the end.
It worked out real well.
At least if it's going to go that way, at least be able to drink.
I got a kick out of the fact in the chow hall they had non-alcoholic beer.
Really?
Now, what's the point?
Oh, really?
Yeah, because beer doesn't taste good.
Maybe you can make some alcohol and dump it in there, stir it up a little bit.
I'm sure they could make all kinds of things.
I'm sure,
yeah. I got a kick out of the fact. I went to the PX, and we were originally supposed to go to Afghanistan, but they said it was a little too hot there now, so they kept us in Iraq. And I went to the PX, and they had a jewelry store that had all like the cheap flea market bling, and one of them there was a marijuana leaf all blinged out with glass or whatever it was, and I was surprised by that, and I asked the captain that was escorting me, I was like, man, you guys allowed to have that here? And some random civilian guy said, oh man, you should go to Afghanistan, man, they got this everywhere, man, it just grows, it's all over the place, it's great. It was bittersweet because like now, with our drug testing policy, we test positive for marijuana, it's a $2,500 fine.
Oh, so, really?
Yeah, they're pretty stringent, man.
You can pay that though.
That's
easy, I'm thinking, for some of these guys.
When you stack them up, though, after a while,
that's
true. It'll be kind of redundant.
Sure. I have a question about. I have a jail attitude question. How do you know when you're in? I always wondered this. When you have to fight a guy. Like, like, what is the moment you know, like, ugh, I just watched a show on this movie on this guy called Bronson, who's a British prisoner. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He's like the most violent guy.
Charlie Bronson.
Charlie Bronson,
sure,
yeah. He's a guy in England. Legendarily the most violent.
Charles Bronson.
Well, that's where they got the name from, obviously. His real name is Steven something, I think. And
Seagal?
No. Although he is a better actor and a fucking better deputy sheriff. This guy is a legendary sociopath. Like, he just literally would put butter on his body and get naked and wait for the guards to come in. He was a love.
He's been in prison like over 30 years now, right?
He's done 30 in solitary confinement. He's done like 36 years.
What?
He's a fucking. He's not a nice guy.
What did you do to get in there?
He never killed anybody.
It's probably just a traffic ticket.
Yeah, just never got out.
Yeah, never got out because he just couldn't behave.
That library book, he just won't give it back.
Now it's a 30-year sentence.
What is the moment, though? Like,
wait, I want to know more about Charlie Bronson before MVP answers the question.
The movie is just called Bronson, and I've seen footage of the real guy.
It's a documentary? Oh, it's a
film.
Okay, gotcha.
It's a really weird, artsy movie where the guy kind of plays him, and he was one of those guys that you just couldn't befriend because he would eventually hurt you. But he did not kill anybody. They sent him away to a mental institution because he just kept beating up guards. And he's a guy who loves to fight. He's just a violent man. And, it was a decent movie.
Squared circle.
What's that?
Get him in the squared circle.
Was that a ring?
Yeah, of course.
Of course. So back to MVP. So.
And so it got me. I saw it like 4 days ago, and it's got me thinking, like, when you're in and like you're going for lunch or whatever. What are one of those moments where like you just want to do your thing and eat, and all of a sudden you know you're in a fight? Like somebody does something that if you don't address, your time there's going to be miserable.
It's just one of those moments you just know. It's not a situation where you go, let's see, this guy just called me a bitch and took my brownie. Maybe I should fight. No, case in point, years ago, when I was just breaking into business, I was sitting in the locker room getting dressed, and this other wrestler who was well known, he's washed up now, but he stands over me and says, "Hey, you're sitting in my seat." That's a fight. There's nothing to discuss.
Right.
Because he's just trying. You're in my seat. Fuck. We're not saying that, right?
Yeah. Oh, we're fine.
Yeah, fuck you, man. You don't try me like that. Nah, he's just trying. You're in my seat. So you just get up and punch him in the mouth. That's all.
That's the only way to really handle that is to get up and sock the guy in the mouth.
And that's what you did?
Well, what I did, because I was trying to get a job, it was the other company, TNA. And I said, well, I find it hard to believe because I just moved that chair. I just moved this chair here from over there, and I stood up. And his whole demeanor changed. This guy was known for kind of being a bit of a dick to, like, the young green guys, trying to start out. And he goes, oh, no, I was just saying that every week. That's my normal seat. That's normally where I sit. Whole demeanor changed. Yes.
Bitch, stop.
Yeah.
Who was it? I got to know.
What's your rhyme with? You're not saying anything bad about the guy. You're just saying that he
rhymes with Maven.
Shit. Hulk Hogan. No.
Clavin?
Hogan doesn't dress for that.
Rhymes with Maven.
Maven. Shit. Sam?
We all know.
I know. I don't know other. Okay.
It
just shows that
stuff like that.
It just shows MVP has balls. Rhymes with Maven.
So there's no way when you're in jail something like that happens. You have to just stand up and fucking pop the guy in the mouth.
No, you don't have to.
But I mean,
but you probably would be better to do that, because just deal with it then, there's going to be backlash.
Yeah, but I don't get that. So let's say you do have to fight in prison. Then is that guy backing down, or is he going to want to fight you again because now you fought?
No rules.
Or is it kind of like hockey? Hockey, these guys go at it, and then they're like, okay, that's it, we're done with this now.
Most of the guys that do that, they want to take the path of least resistance, So if you have a nice little mashup with a dude, usually it's done. Like, okay, man, I'm gonna leave that guy alone. Hey, I remember, I got a old buddy, Jimmy. Jimmy was a redneck from Fort Myers, and I used to say that a cracker will crumble, but a redneck will rumble. And Jimmy was a redneck, and I remember he and I got to be cool because one day he was in the back hiding, and he was smoking a J, and three guys, three brothers stepped down on him. Give me some of that, and he was like, "Nah, you can't have my joint." And they jumped him, and I'm watching the whole thing. I didn't know him yet, they beat him down good. He got up, wiped the blood off his mouth. I said, "That's all you guys got?" They came back, they jumped him again. He got up, he said, "Man, we can do this all day." They never bothered Jimmy again. Never again. They were like, man, nah, he'll fight. Let's leave him alone. That's too much work. That's a headache.
Because even if you pop the guy and get the shit beat out of you, at least he knows, all right, there's going to be a fucking issue.
Yeah, you're going to fight. You're not just a pushover where they can just come and, okay, well, I'm going to take it. If a guy's going to take your stuff, he's got to be prepared. Okay, well, this guy may actually fight. Or, or if you stab somebody, then the guy might be like, all right, well, I can take it, and he might not do anything right now, but then I got to worry about maybe he might want to, catch me from behind later or what have you. So.
Path least resistance. Yeah, least resistance. What happened now? This is